Hello and welcome to our vTEST Studio introduction training. Today we are going to see an overview of the vTEST Studio test commands. So you can find your test commands here. If you don't have this tab here, of course, you can go to layout, and here you have test commands. If you click this, you can, let's say, close this, and if you want to open again, you just hit here the button test commands. And here you have the test commands. They are organized on chapters. Let's collapse all. Collapse all. Sorry. Yeah, and here you have all the commands which are defined in vTEST Studio. Here we have the basic simulation and verification, await signal available, await value match, check, send, set, background checks. You have control flow, if you want if, else, for, while, diagnostic commands, some external hardware to configure, count stress, VT system, G1939, if you use this lean, some lean commands, report, and other commands, CAPL inline, you can add your CAPL code easily in the CAPL inline command, comment, request response, and so on. Today we are going to focus on a few examples to show you how to use those commands. So those commands are basically what makes vTEST Studio powerful, or more powerful than couple test cases, because in couple test cases you need more programming skills, but here in vTEST Studio you can use those commands very easily. So here we have the seat test project from Vector. Just as an example, here we have a test case, longitudinal adjustment. We have a set command here. How you insert the command, right click, insert command, and you can write, let's say, set, and you have here the command, or you can drag and drop the command. Here you select it and put it here. So it's the same way how to add it. Okay, so let's see the set command. You can click it here, and here you have a brief description, initialization of a vector. If you want more details, you need to press to select the command and press F1, and you will have the vTEST Studio help. Here you have the set test command in vTEST Studio display, and you have here the details. What is the description, the name, properties, availability. For other commands, you have some examples. So set, using set, a series of bus signals, system variable, environment variables can be set to a given value. So you can use this command to set a signal, sysvar or environment variable, or you can add more sets here. So mm, you can add another one, as many as you want. So here you can put your values, you can add a parameter. We'll see in future lessons how you can put parameters here, but it's a simple command. It's easy to use. Just set, put your signal and or sysvar, and insert your value. The caption will be available for all the test commands. Here it's the description, or what are you doing. So here you can put your test step. So what you are doing in your test step, it's very easy because you can read it from here. So it's useful for the test case specification. If you want to have a test case specification directly in vTEST Studio, you can put here your test step description, and when you export the test design, the test here you have in the environment, sorry, in the traceability, you have the export test design documentation. So when you're going to export this PDF file, you will have your test steps clearly defined here. So yes, the help is very useful. Await a value match. if you press F1, you have again the description, the properties. Each property is described and what are the values you can set or timeout. Um, for example, here you have more conditions. You can put any condition or all conditions to be true. Um, so await value match waits for the setting of a signal. The timeout, it's important here because you put a timeout until when you want to wait the setting of those signals. So here, if you see, it's use the parameter. Um, we're going to discuss parameters later. The wait command, it's really simple. You put the time. You can use milliseconds, nanoseconds, and seconds. Set again a wait value match, of course. The check command we have here, just check that the value is, you put your symbol here, high block, it's equal. Here it's very nice because you can use equal, not equal, less, greater, or range. You can use a range here, so you define your range from, let's say, 1 to 10 or something. It's important to have two dots, I think, yeah. So you check that high block, it's in range of 1 to 10. So, or one of values, one of those two values, let's say. Okay, so here you can change again the caption. Um, Send, you can use the send command. You can send a CAN message. So yeah, let's send this message on the bus. We have here some background checks. Cycle time, you can check the cycle time absolute of the a message. Value valid is very important. You have the control flow test commands. So you have the if command. You put a value here, and if it's yes, you put your commands here. So this is set by tester. Set by tester command. It's query user for input to a variable or signal. So you can use it to in be while you're running, you're executing your test cases. You can add your name, or you can add other inputs if you want, or if you need. This is add engineer info to report. I usually don't use this, but you can use it here. The cycle time, how it's used. So you have the minimum and maximum. Don't forget, when you are testing cycle time, is good to have 10% margin. So if the cycle time is 100 milliseconds, you will put the minimum 90 seconds and the maximum 110 seconds. And here is the symbol. It's the message for which you want to check the cycle time. This is very useful because it will check the cycle time and until the end of the test case. So you can check the cycle time for as many time as you want, and between you can do other stuff. So you can put here the command at the beginning of the test case, and until the end of the test case, it will check the cycle time of your message. Diagnostic service. So you can use diagnostic service very easily. We are going to do this in detail in another lesson. Okay, let's see some other example here in the diagnostic. You have diagnostic unlock ECU. You can use it for cyber security, for security access. Fault memory clear, fault memory DTCs. You can read the status of your DTCs. Um, yes, so you have um, a lot of test commands. You have the DLC check, error frame count. You can check node active, node inactive. So what is I could say really important or really useful here in the test commands? You won't be able to learn all of those the first time. So you just need to know about them and use them when you need them. The help is very useful here because it explains what exactly the command does. So it's useful to use the help. And here it's easy to use because you have the time, you insert your node, you can add a CAN message if you want, or yeah, you can basically you can check if a message is inactive or active. Yeah. So those commands are very easily to use. Until now, there are not so many. Honestly, I would like it to be more, but you can cover a lot with those test commands. Of course, you need, if you want to cover all your test cases, definitely you'll need some, right? So some CAPL code. So you can insert CAPL in line. This is really interesting command because here you just write your code. You can use ifs or variables inside here and specific CAPL functions. And of course you have the comment. It's useful to have comment here. It's really it's nice that it's in green, so it's easy to see. So you have insert information about test report, start cycle time observation. So you know where your cycle time observation is started. It's easy to use and it's useful, I can say, because it's yeah, usually it's needed to have comments in your test cases to be easier to read and understand. So let's try to create a new test case and use some test commands. I will show you how to create a project and import your test case in CANoe. So today I'm going to use this easy.can.config file from the sample configurations. Here in Can, you have the easy REST bus. I will import this in a new project and try to create a new test case. So you need to have a license in order to start this REST bus. You have a basically simulation with the engine ignition. You can turn on, you can set the speed, headlights, and hazard. So yeah, it's some signals here. You have them on the trace. You have a sysvar for the panels, which we're going to use. Okay, so let's create a new project. I'm going to create it here in my new folder, easy can. So I'm going to create a new project, and of course environment, system environment, import CANoe system environment as I showed you. And if I go to the configuration, I can see here in the system environment my easy database, and I think that's it. We just have the database because we have only some signals here. You have the frames here, engine state and link state, and we have the sysvar engine and lights. Okay, so I'm going to create a new test unit, easy, and a new test table, easy test cases. Just a dummy. I don't know, let's try turn on the ignition. So engine state switch and turn on the ignition and the headlight test. Let's say the first test case, and test case headlight start. Okay, so here I'm going to add a preparation. This will be the precondition of the test case. I will add here the set command. um, I'm going to set the sysvar for the engine state switch. So we are going to start our engine. Let's put here a wait for 20 milliseconds, and these are the preconditions of our test case. I will insert a command. You need to click right click on the test case to insert a new command in the body of the test case, because here it was the preparation body. And here let's use state change. State change lets you to set and check in the same command. So you can set a symbol, wait a few milliseconds or seconds, and you can check that the signal is set. I'm going to test the vehicle speed. So if I set the vehicle speed to 500, here we have the sysvar, which we're going to set, and you can see that engine speed is set to 500. So this is what we are going to do in the symbols. Engine speed entry, let's put it to 100, wait 100 milliseconds, and check the signal on the bus. It's set to the same value. You can have a reset time if you want here, and so on. Let's see here, check engine speed 100 RPM. Okay, we can wait, let's wait 1 second. I can change here to second, and we can check another value, for example 250. We can wait another second just to be able to see it, how it's changed. Of course, we can add here a comment. Check engine speed 100 RPM. Put it here and one here. Of course, I will change here to 250. Here, it's important to have, yes, for our test design documentation, to have this is our test step. So we can say we have two test steps in this test. We have check engine speed for 100 RPM and check engine speed for 250. And let's add a completion. Here in the completion, I will copy the same set as for the preparation, but I will turn off the engine state. So basically, I turn off the engine. Let's build our test unit. This is our test case. Here in the output, you have 0 errors, 0 warnings, and here we have the test unit file. So this is the path to the file, and this is the file easy.vtux. This is the file we are going to import in our CANoe REST bus. So I'm going to stop the simulation. Let's add here um, a test desktop. I can add here the test setup, and here you add the test configuration, test units, let's say. This is our test unit, test configuration. You can add your test unit from here. We are going to the path, or here we have the in EasyCon, easy. Here it's our file which are going to import, and now you can see our test case, it's imported here. Here you have configuration of the test unit. Start stop event, you can start your test cases on measurement start or on a system variable, on a key, on an environment variable. Execution options, you have here test report. Here you can set the path for your test report, where do you want to save it, and if you want one page or multi-page test report. The multi-page is recommended when you have a very long test case. Maybe you execute an endurance test case for maybe 10 hours, and the test report will be so big that if you are creating as a one page, it will take a long time to load. So it's recommended to use multi-page report in this situation. Here you have some extra settings. Here you can build, compile, open the test design, and here you can open the test report. Okay. What I want to show you here is the test trace. You can create a test. You just open the test trace, and here you will see all the test steps. So let's start the simulation and play start. So our test case is passed. You can see here we set the engine state switch to 1, check engine speed 100. This is the first test step. You could put a TS1 or something, or 01 here and 02 here, so it's easier to find it. We set the engine speed to 100 and set it. You can let's try to execute the test from here. It's easy to see how it works. So to see it in the panels, 100, 250, and stop the engine. So this is our test case. This is how you can execute your test cases in CANoe using vTEST Studio and vTEST Studio commands.